ourselves into. Okay. This is disturbing. This is seriously disturbing. This is probably the most beautiful thing that we've ever seen at Halloween Horror Nights. Oh my word. What is going on over here? Oh my God. You, my friend, are disturbing and creepy as all hell.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
It's been a long time, but we're finally back at Universal Orlando, this time for Halloween Horror Nights 2021, or HHN 30, whatever they call it.
Yes.
Last year it didn't happen, this year it did, and look at that tribute store that's right behind Jessica. Oh man, are you ready to scream? Are you ready for this? We can go in, let's do it. I love that they have this little front porch that you can walk into the house. They always go all out. Pretty much walking through the tribute store every year. It's an experience in itself. It's kind of set up like an old haunted hotel, or dare I say even the house on Haunted Hill, or the Haunting of Hill House, I should say. Just look at this, oh my God. Jessica's gonna lose her gourd seeing this. Oh my word. Every year, they go all out. What's weird, for the very first time, we're actually not excited about any of the merchandise, but just coming here and experiencing this place, that's good enough for us. Everywhere you look in the dark, there's another creature or something spooky lurking, waiting for you to find it. One of the things that we collect are these wax molds. And in the recent years, Universal has really started bringing them back. Here's this one here. It says Frankenstein's Monster wax figurine. And typically I'd be all about it. But just looking at them, getting a closer look, kind of doesn't look like Frankenstein's monster at all. It's so bizarre. I think we're gonna pass. All the walls are decorated. And Jessica found the fireplace. Great place to get photos. They're looking extra spooky sitting right there. There really is so much to look at. I'm gonna show you the masks in just a moment because they do have masks here, but look at this pipe organ. Oh my word. This is impressive, seriously impressive. We got some Trick or Treat Studios masks. Here's Christopher Lee. And right above him, the Wolfman. There's a very distorted Chucky mask from the movie Child's Play, and right below that, look at this. Freaking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Trick or Treat Studios masks. Pretty much everywhere you look in this place. It's a nice little touch to it. There's the Purge. Scrolling all the way down. Let's go down here. There's the pig mask from Saw as well. All right, let's go check out the other room. Oh my gosh, look at this place. This is massive. I don't remember the room being this big last year. To be honest, I don't know much about the icons. Jessica and I started going to Halloween Horror Nights pretty much after the icons were a thing and well established. So I know people aren't going to be too excited about this, but they really don't mean as much to us as they do to some people. Out of them all, definitely know this icon, Jack, basically because he is all over the news and advertising, and everybody loves Jack. Usually after these events like this at Universal, any of the props, most of the props show up in the prop store and you can buy them. If this thing showed up, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. That's cool. I'm loving this actually. Well, the walkway is the same. Last time we were here, they had all kinds of different adverts and flyers from Halloween Horror Nights in the past. But this, I like this. All these different pictures. Very cool indeed. One of the things that we love the most about Halloween Horror Nights in this room, see Jessica's hair? It's black light reactive. And a lot of the lights that they use here for HHN, it does this. I love that shirt. Never trust the living behind you. Most of you already know that I am obsessed with masks. Look at this one. Adam from Beetlejuice. And if we come down this way, there's another one. Look at this. Oh my God, it's Barbara. And that's pretty cool. And right above the eyes, a little eye hole, so you can actually wear this out in public. I'd go to the grocery store in it. Now we're not gonna get the Frankenstein one, but Jessica is obsessed with pumpkins, as we all know. And they have this one here. It says Jack-o'-lantern collectible wax figure. And it's green, not orange, but still, it's a pumpkin. I love these things. The Frankenstein one I wasn't excited about, but this one, I can get behind this. I wish you guys could smell this, but you can't smell through your TV or phone. Any minute now. It's alive! There it is, the little green pumpkin. Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice addition to your pumpkin collection. Next up, it looks like we're walking into like an old barn. Definitely got some Universal Monster stuff here. That's pretty good. I love that they changed it and it's no longer Beetlejuice. I have a massive t-shirt collection and I want this one so bad, but I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to make a change, not trying to buy as many t-shirts as I typically do. So I'm not gonna buy one from this event, but look at this. Turning around, there's a little madhouse car. It says Shady Brook Home for the Criminally Insane. If you get closer, you can hear Renfield laughing. You guys hear him? All right, I might be in trouble. I swore off sweets, especially whenever we go to Disney, because you know what? Disney treats kind of taste like cardboard, but Universal, especially around Halloween, their treats are so freaking delicious. I can already see so many things that I want to buy. I mean, look at this. Oh my God, look at these little coffins right here with the Oreos. Okay, I'm kind of losing my mind. And then these ones over here with the little tombstone cupcakes. Oh, what on earth? Okay, yeah, this is dangerous. Walking outside, how did I forget this? There's usually one extra thing that they put out here. Last time it was the Beetlejuice waiting room. Look at this, Township of Carrie, and it's got Renfield's crazy train, whatever you want to call it. It's all demolished, which means Renfield escaped. So, gotta be on the lookout for the crazy guy.
Oh no, that's gonna be hard. They're all crazy.
That's true. I love the sounds of roller coasters and people screaming at things like this. Now, being back here at Halloween Horror Nights in Universal Orlando is actually kind of really special for us. Not only were we here a couple years ago for our very first Halloween Horror Nights, but on the steps of the old library where they had the Ghostbuster show, this is also where we had our very first meet and greet. And a lot of people showed up. Now we got some treats. Jessica, what'd you get?
Ooh, I got this one.
So it's the pumpkin macaroon looking thing.
Pumpkin spice macaroon with the pumpkin imprint on the top. I don't know what's on both sides, let's see. Nope, just the top.
That's good. And then I got these things. And it was completely unintended, but they're kind of on there like look like boobs.
They are. Oh, I said eyeballs.
Eyeballs or eye boobs.
Eye boobs.
But they're peanut butter filled little candies.
Cake pops, I think, or brownies.
I'm not entirely sure, but they said peanut butter
Cookie
and I was
dough.
sold. Cookie dough, that's right.
Cookie dough.
Peanut butter cookie dough. All right, you gonna take a bite?
Yeah. Do you
Go
want me to
for it.
try one of those, or are you gonna try one?
Go
of
try
these?
one of those.
Okay.
Little pumpkin.
I'm gonna bite its face. That's fluffy.
Better than a Disney treat? I don't like Disney treats. Don't mean to knock
That's
Disney,
hard.
but a lot of times, especially the cookies, they kind of taste like
fat
peanut butter. Taste like cardboard.
Really?
I'll try it.
Wow.
That is freaking delicious. Try one of these. You know what I mean? They're eyeballs. I swear they're eyeballs.
Oh, it is cookie dough.
Oh man. This is freaking delicious. You got like pumpkin cookie.
I don't want to part it in half because I don't.
That's
I'm
delicious.
Not sure about cookie dough. I'm gonna take a nibble from the side.
It doesn't help that we're starving right now either.
I've never had cookie dough. I've never in my entire life tried cookie dough.
It's going to change tonight. Do it. All for me then.
All for you. Ooh, it bled on me.
I'm not gonna lie, it is a little weird being back here after being gone for almost an entire year. But if we're gonna be making, at least a trip back to Universal Studios Orlando, it's gotta be for Halloween Horror Nights. We're gonna be roaming around tonight. We have RIP, which is gonna be very interesting. We just got done doing it in Hollywood. It's a lot of fun, so it's interesting to see how the two are going to compare. And then tomorrow morning, it's gonna be a long night. Tomorrow morning, we're coming back to do the 6-house unmasked tour, which basically you go into the haunted houses with the lights on. But sadly, we can't take the camera inside the houses, so we're gonna make do. Everybody's already starting to leave the park, which means probably about under an hour, they're gonna start closing everything down and kicking people out unless you are here for Halloween Horror Nights. Excited for this. I mean, the scare zones so far from what we've seen, they're pretty awesome. Just walking around with the daylight. It's gonna be very interesting to see what this place looks like at night. As tempted as it is, I really wanna walk around during the daylight and show a lot of the scare zones, but I'm gonna hold off from doing that until things are officially open and the fog starts rolling out and the creepy monsters start coming out to scare you. You game with that?
The magic happens at night.
Right? So while we wait for the next hour, let's go try to find some food because I'm starving and those little desserts really didn't do much. I am going to eat somebody. Yeah, I'm looking at you. And off she goes. Well, look at this. Running into old friends, my ghoulish adventures. And what's awesome, oh, hello.
Hi.
You both look amazing with your green Beetlejuice hair. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Give me heart.
Hearts, there you go. The fog is starting to roll out. Engulfed. It is time for our very first scare zone, and it's lights, camera, action. Eddie's Revenge. Okay. What did we get ourselves into? Okay. This is disturbing. This is seriously disturbing. This is probably the most beautiful thing that we've ever seen at Halloween Horror Nights. Oh my word. What is going on over here? Oh my God. You, my friend, are disturbing and creepy as all hell. Like, I don't know what to make of this. thing we ate before we got here. But if we didn't, looks like they're serving up some nightmarish fuel. Look how grotesque that looks. Look at that. Yeah, Mel's die-in was the way to go. And of course, aliens, as twisted can be. Oh God. All right, that's something else. This is a familiar face. Well, there's a whole bunch of chainsaws everywhere. And this poor fella looks like he's seen better days. You see what I mean? Look at this. There's some blood, guts, and gore. And here's the rest of them. Yeah. Poor guy. Growing up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I always wanted to go to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, both in Orlando and in Hollywood. And I've even entered contests that would get emailed to me. Never in a million years did I ever think that I'd be able to go to the one in Hollywood as well as in Orlando. We did RIP over in Hollywood a couple weeks ago. Tonight, you ready for it? Jessica's already showing it. Look at this. RIP tour here in Orlando. Tonight it begins. You ready?
I'm so excited.
It's a hot one.
Oh, it is.
There's a lot of houses, a lot of scare zones. I'm hoping that we scream. And for sake, we said this back at the beginning of the Halloween Horror Nights one in Hollywood. I hope Jessica pees herself a little. Here we go. Happy Halloween. Now that is a beautiful lanyard. It's got Jack the Clown on there. Now chances are if you're watching this, you know exactly what this gets you. Basically, we're having a guided tour tonight of Halloween Horror Nights. And then when that ends, this is front of the line access. It's a dream come true. We weren't intending on going into the Universal Studios store. We're just gonna walk by it into the next scare zone. But just looking in there, I see something Beetlejuice. 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 What on earth is going on with Dracula's hair? I kind of like it. It's very Sid Vicious, wouldn't you say so? But what we came here for is this, right here. Dante's from Beetlejuice. This is beautiful. Obviously, they have a Beetlejuice house here, but last year, well, the year that they actually canceled Halloween Horror Nights, they had a Beetlejuice house there. We were one of the lucky few to go in it that weekend, and they had this. I think it's the same one inside the tribute store. But what would have been the tribute store? It's good to see that it's still here, and they changed it up a little bit. I was a little worried that they're going to rehash the props that they were using. They didn't do that. See? They step up the game. Yeah. It looks like they saved something else too, aside from Dante's, and it's this giant freaking tombstone. Here lies Beetlejuice. And it looks like they saved the Beetlejuice snake head as well. Well done, guys. Much respect. Halloween Horror Nights, 30 years, 30 fears. Man, this is beautiful. All right, this is truly something else. The lighting is what really makes it. What on earth is going on here? Oh my God. And of course, would it be Halloween Horror Nights without dancers? There's always got to be dancers.
They say I have shed innocent blood, but what is blood for? Blood for shit. Is you realize your death is here.
Don't these look so much better at nighttime? 100% better, and they're backlit with that red, that blood red. I love it. And here's the other one. These are cool. Well, this is rather interesting. Let's get over here and get a closer look at her. Oh my. All right, this is cool. This is very, very cool. It's a little hard to see because of the lighting, but there's a body hanging right there. All right. Things are starting to get a little darker. Oh, he's convulsing. The first year that Jessica and I came here to Halloween Horror Nights, this little area was just covered with pumpkins. It was like this tunnel of pumpkins, and now it's just blood, guts, gore, and bodies. No pumpkins yet, well, at least that I can see so far. I'll definitely say this. This scare zone is a lot bloodier than I pictured it would be. Yep. Looks like somebody's in the cave over here. Oh, that's pretty awesome. There are creatures in these huts. Yeah, see, that's fun. To be honest, the scare zone really isn't doing it for me. But I do love these little blood, guts, and gore piles they have laying around. And the sound effects. Hey, these are pretty cool. Pretty gross. All right, here we go. All checked in. Gonna grab a few things to eat before we hit the fog, so to speak. Now we walk in here, got a few different things set up. It's almost like clown circus-y because, you know, Jack. A few different things to eat, little finger foods, appetizers. But I dig this. The signs that say RIP 30 looking around here. I will say this though, if you are doing RIP here at Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, make sure you come on a full stomach. Get some food elsewhere because even though it's not entrees, they are finger foods. It smells good. I like this. Oddfellows, Dark Carnival, and Emporium. Yeah, it's got a nice little ambiance in here. Something a little strange while you dine, before you die. While you're in here, make sure you walk around because it's also set up like a funeral parlor. Right here in the back room is a coffin. A lot of it already looks pretty picked through, but here's some of the different things that they got here. There's some tasty things here. Man, my stomach is a-growling. Here's the desserts. Some different macaroons. Enough to get your sugar fix, just in time for you to go and get yourself a little scared. Got some wild mushroom flatbread pizza, barbecue brisket flatbread, as well as some Latin mac and cheese. All right, let's pause the night. Don't really know how to go about saying this. Okay. In order for 2 people to have RIP tickets, it costs $600 plus tax. That's on top of your admission to Halloween Horror Nights. Now, Jessica and I just found out that that $600 that we're spending only allows you through the houses once, one time each. Now, here's the real kicker about that. If you've ever been to Halloween Horror Nights, you know that about 75 to 80% of the time when you walk through that house, you miss the scares. So why would you spend $600 to walk through once and more than likely miss every scare in it? On top of that, they don't feed you. They give you little fingerling appetizers that really weren't that good. Very sad, very disappointed. We asked for our money back, and instead we switched it. We had our tickets switched over to the Unlimited Express, which is $200 cheaper. $300 cheaper. Jessica's over there correcting me. And we can go through the house as many times as we want. Now here's the thing. Nobody ever pays us to make these videos. Nobody ever does. We make them at our own discretion and we never lie to you guys. If you are coming to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, do not, I repeat, do not pay for RIP. Instead, do the Unlimited Express. You'll thank us. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming of Screaming. As a reminder, we cannot film inside the houses. Currently it's a 75-minute wait, but we have Express now, so the Haunting of Hill House, it is. It's interesting how they do these projections on the side of the building. The Haunting of Hill House, and they're playing parts of the TV show. That's kind of cool. Really excited for this. All right, baby girl, we just got out of the Haunting of Hill House. What did you think? Compared to, because they're on both coasts. There's one here in Orlando and then there's one in Hollywood. Which one did you like better for first off?
I, at the end of it, like Hollywood better.
Okay.
When I first went into this house, I thought, oh my God, that's so pretty. Oh, the textures, like you feel like you're going through different scenes and you know, the different types of walls and whatever. And kind of like the thing you never want to happen, happened where I missed every single actor and just basically went through an empty house, so to speak.
Well, we saw the scares, but it was like either in front of us or it was behind us.
Way behind. And you're trying to do that thing where like you want to look back over your shoulder and then you have someone waving a lighted stick in your face saying, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Another reason not to do RIP tour, because if we would have went through this house with RIP tour, we would have missed every single scare and would have been really ticked off. With that being said, I felt it was more of a more beautiful of a house than Hollywood. Like the entrance walking into the mansion. The entrance was beautiful. And the hallways were very well lit up, where in Hollywood it was a lot darker. I feel like Hollywood, like the whole experience, it felt like one giant atmosphere that you're going through. It felt very complete to me. This one was visually appealing, but it felt like there was a lot of parts that were just kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, what's next? Like you didn't really feel like you were walking through the halls of the house. For me. Yeah, that's okay. I feel like the first one was more cohesive. Yes, that's the word I was looking for, cohesive. Yeah. This one kind of creeped me out, and I know what creeped you out about it too, and it was the pregnant lady. It was just really disturbing. Like her belly was all moving and it was like, all weird and stuff like that. All right. Where did that from? I don't know what that's from in the show. That's what confuses me on it. You ready for Beetlejuice? Yeah. It's right over there. That's Beetlejuice, but we have to walk all the way around in order to get to it. All right. I'm hoping it's a little bit different than it was last year. Even if not, it's gorgeous. I know it is. We went through it last year. It was only open for a weekend last year and we went through it. It's the same building. Yeah. Fingers and bones crossed, it's different. And here we go. Seeing the Beetlejuice haunted house properly. At night, not the day. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this. I feel like I'm sweating. I got like sweat and it is humid as all heckins here in Orlando, Florida. Not used to this. We don't have this in Hollywood. No, we don't. What did you think of Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice. We got to go through the first time that it showed here that weekend, like last year or 2 years ago, and it was astounding. This one, and I feel like all the houses are going to be like this here. It's very hit or miss with the scare zones because there's a fair amount of them, but they're behind plexiglass and they don't come out that often. Like the timing's pretty bad, but I was just happy to be there though. I got to see like 3 of the Beetlejuices, but I missed every other scene. And the sandworm at the end.
interestingly enough, if you were one of the lucky few people who saw it, the year that Halloween Horror Nights didn't happen, they opened up this house and one other one. Was it a Tooth Fairy? For like a weekend.
Yeah.
And if you lived here and you were here, you could go inside it. So we went through the house during the day. It is exactly as it was back then. Really happy that a lot of people get to experience it. But I will say this though. Again, if we were doing RIP, it would have been a horrible experience. We're gonna have to go through this one again. There are some really big scares inside this house, if you would want to call them that.
Characters, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And as we passed them, it was almost like, wait a second, are these animatronics broken? I mean, that's how big and how badly we missed this house. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong.
Lovely.
It's beautiful, probably the most beautiful, nostalgic house that has ever been here at Halloween Horror Nights, Beetlejuice. We'll go through it again.
I think I would agree. Yeah, it's not one of those houses where you're like, wow, I scared 3 times because it was spooky and the scare zones were so great. No, you just were so happy to be inside a themed house like this. But for me, honestly, nothing can still top Poltergeist.
Tomorrow we're gonna bring Jessica's mom and dad here, and her mom does not like anything scary. She does not like anything. But I think that your mom would be okay in this house.
I think she would too. I bet.
So that should give you.
Bridge,
that should give you. Yeah, the bridge is a little whacked out, but that should give you a little bit of like it's not scary. It's just like a walk through a fun. It's like a fun house, like a fun maze.
Fun house.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Carry on the night wind.
And here comes the part where Jessica loses her mind. She loves pumpkins. Look at all those people coming out of that place. All I can say is beware of the pumpkin lord.
Fear
that
the
house.
Pumpkin
That's
Lord.
right. Fear the pumpkin lord. That house was beyond beautiful. The witch scene, the witch's cabin.
Yeah,
I wish we could have showed you guys what the inside of that house looked like. Jessica, you are the pumpkin connoisseur, if you will, or the pumpkin soar. What'd you think of it?
I loved it.
You love it?
Yeah.
So, Not Scary Farm, which we absolutely love, they had a house maze that you walked through the pumpkin.
Into a pumpkin. This was almost similar as if you were walking through an old cabin that was turning into a pumpkin, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's really interesting about this house, and occasionally, okay, so when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights, a lot of people say, okay, there's all the jump scares, they're all timed and stuff like that.
Yes, they are.
Occasionally, Halloween Horror Nights does something that just kind of catches you off guard.
Like a refresher.
Some of the gags, if you will, that they did in this house with the wood, where it's like you'd walk down a place and you would see like this wooden wall, but in all actuality, it was cloth.
Yeah.
But it looks like wood because of the lighting and the texture. And then as you look at close, you know, you're like, oh, it's a wooden wall. Then all of a sudden, the panels like melt away and they jump out and scare you.
They do that a lot at Hollywood, and I love that because I couldn't tell it was a fake wall. It looked like a real wall.
That was one of my favorite things about this.
So far, this has honestly been my favorite house of the night.
Better than Beetlejuice, better than House on, I always want to say House on Haunted Hill.
Right,
the Haunting of Hill House.
Like Beetlejuice, I don't consider to be a haunted house because like I said, it feels like a fun house. It doesn't feel like it's that kind of a haunted house, but like this house felt like Halloween.
Yeah.
Completely, this house felt like Halloween.
I definitely do this one 5-6 times in a row.
Yeah.
I do it 666 times in a row. I do it 13 times in a row.
Your feet might fall off.
Those are spooky numbers.
Those are spooky numbers.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, we should take a little break and do a scare zone. Let's do a scare zone.
Ooh.
Look at these ruffians over here. Oh man. Got something going on with a knife. She's over there hiding. Oh man. All right, that's cool. That's cool. It's not exactly Christmas yet, but there's some sort of weird. I'm not entirely sure what you are, my friend. But you're making creepy sounds, and that's enough for me. Oh man. All right. What are you looking at? Are you just watching all the people walking on by? Oh my God. Look at those horns. I don't know what's going on over here, but I want to go into the woods so bad. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my word. Look at that. Now, if you look very closely, Jessica's standing with a whole bunch of spider webs. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my word.
I made a friend.
Well, hello, friend. Oh my gosh. Aw, look at that. So nice. Everything here is just so darn beautiful. Trying to lure us into the woods. Oh, that's so disturbing. So freaking disturbing. Oh my word. Look at this. It's time for the puppet theater. Is it just me, or does it feel like every time we do one of these house reviews after we get out of the houses, it's in like this bluish light?
Because it's cool and creepy and it makes my hair neon.
There's blue lights pretty much on the outskirts
Everywhere.
of every house.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, and this is all I'm gonna say about Puppet Theater. It was lit so well, and it was packed so well with like creepy things that looked real. I thought I was walking through a real life nightmare.
Yeah.
Was it terrifying? It was
kept
just
catching me off guard with creepy things.
It was severely unsettling.
It was very unsettling. Like, I don't even know how to put it into words, like why this was the creepiest environment I've ever been in Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, there's one point when you're first walking through, and I said I was gonna say just one thing, but all right, ready for this? There was one point where we were walking through, and there's like this white brick wall. Back home in Los Angeles, there's an old marionette theater. I think it's called the Bob Barker Marionette Theater. And it has the same white brick walls.
Okay.
And I thought, what I imagined the inside of that theater would look like was that place. And it terrified me. And I don't know if I want to go in that theater.
It looked like a horror scene behind the scenes. Like behind the scenes of a movie theater. You feel like you're really behind stage and everyone's kind of gone crazy. It's a theater of like the macabre. I don't know, just what they made you walk through, the way that they had the scenes laid out was just really disturbing. And I think it was more disturbing because it was ordinary things, but and a very, I don't know, I can't put it into words, but I was unsettled.
Next up we have Welcome to Carrie, well, I should say Scary Ohio, Horror in the Heartland. This one should be rather interesting. Here's the thing. I get it. Carrie, Ohio is Halloween Horror Nights' baby. It's the town where Halloween pretty much takes place. And in one way or another, they've used that in different years. For us, going through the house, it felt a little bit like it was all over the place. You didn't really know what to expect, what to look at, what the story was. It just kind of felt that they had all kinds of different monsters all wrapped up in one house. It was a lot of fun, but at the same time, just a little off. Rank it a little low tonight. Yeah. It's been a long time since we sat inside the Monster Cafe, especially for Halloween Horror Nights, and did a closing. Typically, whenever we do Halloween Horror Nights videos, it always ends up or starts inside the Monster Cafe.
Because it's classic and it's
right?
gorgeous.
Right now we're sitting in the Dracula section. Now here's the thing, we are freaking beat.
Exhausted.
It is about 1 o'clock in the morning. We gotta be back here at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're gonna be doing day 2 all day here. We have the 6th house, Unmasking the Horror Tour, and another night of Halloween Horror Nights here in Orlando. Now here's the thing. Our day started off great, really great, and then it took a really, really major turn for the worse. And I feel like by the end of the night, we kind of made it work. We had a few different houses, we did pretty much all the scare zones. Did you have a favorite house?
Which one did I seem the most giddy walking through?
I don't know. Like I think you like the pumpkin one the most.
I always like the pumpkin one.
Mine was Puppet Theater. Yours was the pumpkin. They were right next to each other.
So creepy, like in such a fun way that like it really surprised me how creeped out I was, because it almost felt silly to be so creeped out by ordinary things, but it was.
We are so tired and feel so defeated because of how today went that we have still, I think there's like 3 houses that we still need to do. We're gonna save those for tomorrow and hopefully have a better day. The last house we did, we made sure that it was the HHN icons, and we are lucky enough to have Jack the Clown on the throne. It's a pretty big deal. First time through, Jack was there. Some people get all the other icons. So that was really neat. Man, I'm tired. I'm so tired.
So tired. It's been a long time since I've said that, sitting in this room. I miss this room. I miss the smell of this room, this cafe.
When we first got to the park, we were gonna sit here and grab dinner first.
They're always closed.
But they were closed, getting ready, because I think they have a character dining here.
I think they do, yeah. And we forget that every single time we come here for Halloween Horror Nights. We're always like, let's go to Monster Cafe for dinner before everything starts. And we're like, oh, it's closed.
It's closed, it's closed.
Every time. Never fails, we forget.
We love just sitting here. The Dracula section is our favorite wing. See what I did there? See what I did there? All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on another adventure. This video didn't really turn out like we thought it would, but it still wasn't an adventure.
You gotta try and still have fun when things don't turn out right.
Sometimes, you know, in the world of YouTube and what we do, things, I mean, it still was an amazing night, don't get me wrong. You know how like on YouTube, some people put those best days at Disney, best days at Universal, Universal wait. It's not always fine and dandy and good and hunky-dory at these places. And today, for the first time in a very long time, we had a really bad day, and it was sad that it had to be at HHN.
Yeah.
But tomorrow's another day. So tomorrow, fingers and bones crossed. Do it with me, guys. Fingers and bones crossed. If you're watching this, fingers and bones crossed. And squeeze them really hard and wish that tomorrow's gonna be a better HHN day.
Fingers and bones and eyes crossed.
I love you guys. Until next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is that it stays. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.